Hi, everybody. I hope you're having either a good Thanksgiving break, or if you haven't gone on Thanksgiving break yet and you're watching this before, I hope you do have a great Thanksgiving break. I think we've had a wonderful start to our school year, and we just had our first benchmark. And with that comes my favorite thing, lots of data. So whenever we're looking at data, we wanted it to be more uniformed this year. With that way, we can look at data and be more effective with looking at progress. And we wanted you to be able to pull data with from benchmark one, looking at the total percentage versus what you've taught so far, and I'll get more into that whenever we get going with this video. So with saying that, you are going to have a PLC when you get back on November 29th to basically just have a data day. That is your time to input your data. Use that time. If you haven't already turned it in, it will be due by December 6th. That way we can assess and looking at data more in depth. So I went ahead and I wanted to, we can get a goal as a math department, or if you're English too, of meeting or having expected growth or having accelerated growth, which in last year's terminology was to meet growth or have expected growth, exceeded growth, or exceeded progress, sorry. So now I want us to look at an example when you are calculating progress or calculating growth. There are a lot of different variables within that. There's a lot of, if the student was to score this group in masters or on last year's STAR test, then it would go into this category. And so what I did was I created formulas for that. So that whenever you put in their skill score, all you have to do is put in their skill score and it's done. Okay, so in order to fill out this progress measure spreadsheet, I wanted to walk you through an example. So I have an example right here. So these are all made up numbers and all made up name. So whenever you're filling out this spreadsheet, the one I'm using is for 4th grade. Whenever you're filling it out for any other grade, the calculations are already set, so don't really mess with any of the formulas. They're already set. So when you're filling this out, you will take DMAC data and import it into the spreadsheet. Now you'll need to pull those reports from DMAC, and I can help you with that. So when you're looking at your DMAC data from 2017, you're looking for if the student made a 38% in 2017, what does he or she need to make in order to gain expected growth or to have accelerated growth? So this made up girl made a 38. That scale score is calculated by the raw score conversion sheet, or you can see that in DMAC. Either way is fine. So she made a 1314, which was a raw score of 13. So that means that she did not have approaches, she did not meet, and she did not master that grade level, those TEKs. So in order for her to have expected growth, she needs to make a scale score of a 1417. And that is already calculated for you. or she needs to have in this range of a 1417 or a 1498. Now, one thing that you will need to use as part of your, you'll need to pull, I've sent you this, so you'll be able to use this whenever you're looking at the raw score versus the scale score. Whenever you're looking at the raw range, you're looking for this scale score of 1417. So 1417, and you find this, you get as close as you can. I went ahead and went up to 14, and then the other number is 1498. So 1498 is right here. So we're looking at a raw score from 14 to 19. So then, in order to be able to calculate what the percentage range that is, what you'll need to do is take that 14, and then you will divide it by the total number in the test, which is 34, and you get a 41. And then the same thing with 19. Okay, so the purpose of doing this is we are very hopeful that if we are meeting this index, all the other indices will take care of itself. So when we're meeting progress, it makes it seem it's not as unattainable as just having approaches. So for this student that hasn't done very well in the past, may have a really bad attitude towards math in general, or in English if you're watching this for English, it doesn't seem as daunting for that student to be able to go from a 38 to a 41. That's one more question right. It is a good goal. It's an attainable goal for that student. So when you can share this information with your students if you would like to. That way they have some kind of goal at the end of the school year to be able to obtain that goal. So the next part of this spreadsheet is the benchmark data that we just took. So you will have received a report from me or from Jennifer about your total percentage. Now what you'll need to do from that total percentage is just input this data right here from the benchmark 1, but then you need to look at the answer key that I've sent you, and you'll need to look at your TEKS taught right here and pull which TEKS that you have taught and assessed with confidence. That way you can pull what you've taught from this benchmark. That way you have a clear indication of what you've taught, what your data is from what you've taught from this benchmark. So if you're looking at Emily's, she actually has, from what you've taught her, she has already had expected growth, which that's excellent. So just having that conversation with her, and making sure that she understands that you just got to keep working hard. I think that this way of communicating with the students and letting them know what their goal is very important. But I think even if you don't communicate with the students, just you knowing that information, as far as, okay, they don't necessarily all have to pass, but if they are just having expected growth, that is excellent. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today over how to fill out this progress measure spreadsheet. If you have any questions, please let me know. Email me anytime. And then I guess I will see you on the 29th, and your data should be in on the 6th. Hope everyone has a great day.